How's it going, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping yet another video. Right, guys, you can tell from the title of this video, it's on prison conditions here in the UK. Now, obviously, being in Strangeways myself, being in Forest Bank, and I've got friends that are up and down the prison system that are still in. Some of them are out. People that have been in Walton, which is HMP Liverpool, which has been in the headlines a lot recently about the squalid conditions there. Alt Course, Full Sutton, Franklin, Belmarsh, Dovegate, Havrig, and others as well. So obviously, people still contact me to this day, guys, because they know I do the interviews with the media on prison issues. And some people send me videos, some people send me pictures, some people direct message me and message me on Facebook and stuff, right? Wanting to tell their story, trying to get that story out. And if I can get that story out and speak up for that person that's in the prison system, or even prisoners' families, then I'll always be willing to do so. So I've been in Strangeways, guys. Strangeways is a Victorian prison. I was on remand there a few years ago. Problems with cockroaches, it's vermin infested. It's just a shit prison, guys. It's very run down, very dilapidated, broken sanitation, right? Now, people, right, broken sanitation, just basic amenities, guys. Running water, right? You've got the boiler might break down, yeah, or the showers are broken. Cells that should be taken out of service are still in service, guys. You've got toilets that won't flush, right? You've got two men in a cell, right? If you're in a double cell, right, you're pissing and shitting into you're urinating and defecating into a prison toilet. Now, in Strangeways, you've got two sides. You've got single cells. You've got double cells. Some cells have got a metal carsy behind the bunk bed under the window, and other cells have got a separate toilet with a proper porcelain toilet. Right, if you're having to piss and shit into that toilet, and that toilet is broken, right, it could take weeks. It could take 2 weeks, yeah, more to get that blockage fixed. I've seen prisoners, right? Well, I've not seen prisoners. I've heard of prisoners getting prison see-through bags and pushing their excrement under the U-bend to actually get rid of it, guys. Because if you're pissing and shitting on that, right, when the summer comes, thick glass magnifies the smell, magnifies the problem massively, guys. Then you can get flies in and stuff. It's just wrong, guys. Basic amenities. We're in prison, right? We don't expect the Hilton or the Four Seasons or the Dorchester or anything like that, right? We just want basic amenities, guys. Warm running water, sanitation, and a warm cell. That's all. We're not asking for the moon and the stars. Now, like I say, how is living in squalid conditions, right? How does that aid rehabilitation? How is that meant to make you feel like you've got a sense of self-worth when you're being treated in such inhumane conditions, right? Simple, guys, it doesn't, right? Makes you more dehumanized, more desensitized, more demoralized, and more disenfranchised than when we entered the system. We go into the system broken, right? And we leave worse. Some people leaving homeless, people leaving drug addicts and stuff. And then you're living in these rundown conditions, guys. It affects your mental health. It affects your state of mind. It affects your mood. It can even affect your health, guys, right? Sharing things with cockroaches and mice and stuff, guys, yeah. I've seen it where prisoners have been complaining, putting comp ones in, yeah, complaint forms, right, in prison, for those that don't know, yeah, that the clothes are being nibbled and stuff by mice. And the prison don't do anything about it. The facts are, guys, right, the prisoners are so far off the government's agenda, right? We're down there with the homeless, guys, right? Which is ironic because a lot of people that are in prison have been homeless, and the people that leave prison, some of them never been homeless, but they lose their accommodation and they go to be homeless, kicked out of the door with £46. See you later, mate. Bam. No education, no skills, no training, no resettlement, no reintegration, nothing, right? So living in these dilapidated states, guys, right? Like I say, it makes you more angrier. There's fewer police on the streets, guys, right? Now, you're going to get these prisons the last line of defence, yeah? And when you leave in prison, these guys that are angry at the way they're treated and the conditions that they're kept in, imagine being locked up 22, 23 hours a day with a cell where it's up here in Manchester right now, weather is freezing, icy, snow, sleet, hail, and you've got a broken window. People are going down with pneumonia, with colds, with flus. Like I say, sharing the cells with mice. Mice are running here, there, and everywhere. You've got cockroaches. I've seen dead cockroaches, yeah, with my own eyes. Now, cockroaches can survive a nuclear blast, right? They're the most indestructible creatures on Earth, right? Insects on Earth, yeah. Anything. They can survive a nuclear blast. Everything else gets wiped out. They survive. They're not surviving prison, guys. They're not surviving HMP. right? Or even private prisons as well, right? I look at Walton Jail, yeah, HMP Liverpool, marks itself on the post on the thing outside the sign. Welcome to HMP Liverpool, a 21st century community prison. You're having a laugh. You're having a laugh. 21st century. It's more reminiscent of Dickensian England, guys. That prison was highlighted, right? Prisoners try and get the story out. The media say we'll do the story, but we've got to speak to the prison. The prison deny it. The story doesn't get out. But Her Majesty's Inspector of Prisons, right? HMIP, right? They come out and they go to the store, they do a press release, and it gets released to the media, and then the prison can't deny it anymore. They can't keep a lid on it. It's out there, right? And then the media come to people like me and other people that have been in the prison system and ask us for comment and stuff. Now, do we say no? Or do we shout it from the rooftops, guys, and we speak out for prisoners? And that's what we do. I don't get paid for doing these interviews. I don't get paid for doing these vlogs. I get messed around by the media, but I still do the interviews, guys, because I want to speak up for prisoners. I want to speak up for prisoners' families. Prison officers, guys, right? I've spoken up for them in the past. At the end of the day, yeah, they're not happy with the conditions, right? But they will go to work and they get to go home at the end of the night, right? Prisoners are living this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, guys, right? And you know what? The facts are, most of the mainstream Joe public, right? They want to brutalise prisoners. They want prisoners to live in these conditions. They don't want them to have a telly, right? They don't want them to have running water. They don't want them to have warm water. They want to have them on bread and water with no TV, staring at the four walls. These people are actually a big problem, in my opinion, because with fewer police on the streets, guys, right? Do they really want prisoners living in these sorts of conditions, right? Being locked up for long periods of time with these mental health issues. We're social people, social creatures, right? Socialising is a big part of our daily routine, yeah? Especially in prison. If you're locked behind your door, you can't socialise. I personally believe that long sustained periods of bang up have a detrimental effect on people's mental health. It starts mental health problems and it makes them worse if you've already got them. Then you're living in conditions like this. Your clothes are being nibbled. There's mice shit on your cell floor. Right, you've got mice gnawing at your clothes, right? You're sharing your cell, right? There's a little bit of food on the floor. It's attracting the mice and stuff like that. It's just broken windows, broken sanitation, freezing. Then you get out, you're like, yes, I'm freezing. I want to go and get a warm shower. You get in a shower, you press the buzzer, you press the button. The water's trickling out, right? And it's freezing. HMP Berwyn, guys, right? £250 million super prison. The boiler broke. And the prison declined to comment how long the boiler was broken. This is a super prison. They're working on Mandela rules. They're treating prisoners like people. Super, guys, in only its size and its failings, right? It's as simple as that. Now, like I say, I'm critical of the prison system because I want to improve conditions for prisoners, right? For everyone in the prison system. Don't care what cat prison you are, whether you're cat A, cat B, cat C, cat D, I don't care. I want to improve it for everybody. And the facts are, guys, right, the prison system is failing prisoners and it's failing prisoners' families. Prisons for profits have been in Sodexo ran Forest Bank, which was an improvement on Strangeways. Still a lot of problems though, still badly run. Like I say, private prisons, guys, Just imagine these people are getting fat and rich off prisoners suffering and prisoners' families suffering, right? And it's all about profit margins. They're spending less on food for prisoners, so the shit quality of the food. They don't want to spend money on repairs and stuff because of the state of the prison, because that's eating into their profits, right? So maintenance doesn't get done. It takes ages for maintenance to get done. You've got prisoners trying to repair their own cells and stuff. Prisoners flush it, putting their hand and pushing shit down the U-bend and stuff to get rid of it, because if they piss onto it and stuff, it's going to stink the gaff out. They don't know when maintenance are going to come and fix it. The facts are, guys, right, living in them sort of conditions, yeah, it doesn't, like I say, and I'm going to say it again, makes you more dehumanised, more desensitised, more demoralised and more disenfranchised than when you entered the prison system. We've entered prison systems, right, we've had shit lives, right, we've not had the same upbringing and opportunities that everyone else has had. We've grown up in care. We've been sexually abused. Parents were addicts. Prisoners have become addicts. These lads in prison are addicts, right? We've been bullied all our lives, right? We're all off the tracks. We're all on the wrong side of the tracks, right? We've made mistakes and stuff, right? And then you're living in these conditions, guys, cramped, broken, basic things, right, that people take for granted on the outside, and prisoners are going without them on the inside. Like I say, some people will come at this, and like I say, some prisons are better than others. But the facts are, there's far more problems in the prison system than there's far more bad things than there are good things in the prison system. There's no consistency. The only consistency you get in the prison system, guys, are the failings by the Ministry of Justice. And they're not responsible. They decline to comment when a big story happens. They're unavailable for comment, or they'll throw out a one-liner. And then they're just full of PR exercise. I'll give you a shout. How long have we been listening to? We are actively recruiting 2,500 prison officers. That doesn't improve conditions. That doesn't bring skills and training to the table. That doesn't get prisoners out of the cell for more than half an hour, 2 hours a day, depending on what prison you're in. Some prisons get 3-4 hours out. Depends what regime you're in, what prison you're in, what regime you're running. But the facts are, guys, right? The quality of food, the conditions, sharing your cells with mice, with rats, with cockroaches. Rats are on the yard. You've got pigeons on the yard. You've got mice in the cells. You've got cockroaches in the cells. It's like living in the jungle or something. You know what I mean? All these vermin and stuff running around, right? I tried to get a story out about Strangeways, about the vermin and stuff like that. The reporter said, I'll do the story, but I need to speak to the prison. The prison denied it. The story went away. A few weeks later, Her Majesty's Inspector of Prisons released this big story about the inspection. And it echoed exactly what I had been saying a few weeks before. I was right, but the prison, again, keeping a lid on things. The reason I speak out, guys, the reason I do these interviews, the reason I speak out for prisoners and prisoners' families, and to highlight what goes on within prison, are because the Ministry of Justice tried to keep a lid on stories getting out. They can't silence me, and I'll be damned if I'm ever going to shut up, right? Like I say, this report's coming out tomorrow. I don't know what it's going to highlight, but tomorrow when the story comes out, I'll take the statistics, I'll write them down, I'll do a vlog on that and stuff, and it's not going to be dissimilar to what I'm saying to you guys now. Like I say, broken sanitation, self-harm, suicides, assaults on staff, assaults prisoner to prisoner, rife with drugs and mobile phones. Where there's drugs, where there's contraband in prison, you've got debt. Where there's debt, you've got intimidation, fear, bullying and violence. Like I say, it's scary, guys, how far we are off the government's agenda. For me, for things to change, every prisoner should be given the right to vote, because then all these political parties that live in bubbles, that know nothing of our world, right, would have to include prisoners in their manifestos and stuff, and we'd be on the table. Then we'd be on the agenda. But unfortunately, they started bringing it out where I think it was like 100 or something prisoners were going to be able to vote. But then if you're housed 200 miles away from home, how are you going to get to the area that you live, vote, and then go back? It doesn't make sense, guys, right? It's a load of rubbish. But the facts are, guys, or the only other thing will be if we have a situation like we did in 1990 in Strangeways, where then prisoners that got 10 years added to their sentences rioted, took over the prison, took over the roof, and caused carnage, which is still Britain's longest prison riot to this day, right? It takes something like that for the Ministry of Justice to actually act. But like I say, all these prisoners are demoralised, desensitised, dehumanised, and disenfranchised, right? So they're not all putting their heads together and coming together to cause widespread violence. They're just getting on with it. Now, like I say, I'm not asking people to do that. I'm just saying, hypothetically, I personally believe it'll take another Strangeways riot for the prison system to change. If anything, guys, from when the 1990 riots happened, apart from sanitation being installed, right, because they used to slop out, we've actually gone backwards, guys. That's my honest assessment. I was supposed to go on Victoria, Derbyshire tomorrow to do an interview on this, but it's been the piece has been moved, rearranged. We don't know when yet, but it's been rearranged and had to give way to the Barry Bennell, that dirty, sadistic paedophile who raped and sexually abused all those boys and abused his power. So that's given way. That these things happen, guys, right? But at some point, I will be on the Victoria Derbyshire programme talking about what I'm talking to you guys about now. There's a hell of a lot more to say on it, but like I say, it just shows that how far prisons are off the agenda and stuff. It's a sad state of affairs. If you've been, if you things that you've seen, guys, broken sanitation, broken showers, broken cells, broken windows, cockroaches, mice, rats, comment below, guys. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Speak to you all soon. Cody out.